Hey, welcome to the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. Hope you're doing well today. I have a cat staring at me. She's been, you're going to be in the show. Yes, you are. There she is. This is Bubbles. She's been staring at me. Like, I'll do the prep work for this thing. She's like staring. I'm like looking. She's like staring right at me. It's like, when are you going to pull me on the show? So I just did, whether she liked it or not. She wants my attention. She always wants attention. Anyway, hey, good morning. Welcome to the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. Hope you're doing well today. And it's a little bit late. It's not quite morning time. Busy mornings on Thursdays and Wednesdays typically. So, and plus my kid's sick, so that's not helping anything. That adds to the whatever. Oh, I should say this. One more thing. So today is Thursday. Thursdays we do 4R Thursdays. We talk about requirements, reviews, retrospectives, and roles, right? And today I'm going to talk a little bit about definition done, because I think definition done kind of blends into requirements and to reviews. So I'm going to talk about that today. But I wanted to add something. I just be honest with you, just thought of this. This is a live program. So as you know, from if you watched last Friday, my wife is telling me we're late for the Flyers game. I'm like, oh, okay. My daughter has to do tryouts for art programs at local high schools here in Philadelphia because she's trying to get into the magnet school. She's really good at doing art. And if she ever watches my video, she'll be like, Dad, stop talking about me. But she's really good. But it's interesting. I talk about this. This is pre-high school. There's like junior high school going and have to do presentations, stand up crowd. And I'm amazed how many people that I coach from a Scrum perspective or any perspective in IT or business career, that they haven't realized that you're going to be presenting your whole life. And the beauty of Scrum is when we do these reviews, it keeps that skill alive, right? You should always volunteer to do that. So I'm not prepared all the time too. And I don't necessarily go out and speak right away, but if I know what I'm doing and I get stuff done, which is the definition done, I should present it and share it with the team. So we're going to talk about that today on this episode of the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. And Bubbles over here is finally relaxed. So that's good. Good girl. And so what we do on the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show is we talk about Scrum and Agile in a very practical and tactical way. So you bring more value to your customer, not work so hard to bring that value to your customer, and have a little fun along the way. Now, I'm going to talk a little more, work a little harder today. So it's not always let's work less hard, but it's different. So today I want to talk about definition done. Many teams I coach, their definition done is like, oh, once it's in production, it's considered done. And I'm going to give you a little twist to that. I don't necessarily say that's true. I don't necessarily argue with it, but I'm going to say no, right? Because I have teams that have different levels of definition done. Some say, well, it's not done until it's in the ultimate customer and the consumer or the business that our client, then it's not done. And I'm going to say, no, it's not issue that either. Some would say maybe something's done if I wrote a piece of code and I put it up in the system, or I created a database and I posted it, then I'm done my job. And I would say not necessarily done. And where I'm going to say this is the nuance of the definition of done that I want you to take, maybe share with your teams, look at your definition of done. It's about the handoff, right? So I'm going to give two phases. One, post-production delivery and pre-production delivery. Because there's a lot of people that get stuff done. They get frustrated. Well, my stuff's never done because it's never in production. Well, I'm going to give you an argument that says, well, it could be considered done. So pre-production and also post-production, the theme is the handoff. What you do in your task, your job, your story, your product, your epic, whatever, goes to another person or another entity, right? Can they use, this is my definition, just clarification, can they use your product? Do they have to be you in order to use your product? If you're going to tell me, yes, they have to be you, then I'm saying it's not done yet, right? No matter what. You can put something in production, good. But if no one else but you can use it, I would say it's not done, right? So there's my clarification on that point. So now let's talk about pre-production. Like you're a developer or you're a tester or you're a database, you're a DBA, you're somebody, or you're anywhere in the product or anything making something. Your definition done is when you have that item and it gets handed off to somebody else. Now, I would say where I say, I could go with that as a team, as a definition of done. Let's say we post some code up, but you're the only one that has privileges to run the code. Or we post up a database, but nobody else knows you put the data tables up there or something like that. Even though you did it and it's there, it's not done until it can be used by somebody else. And that may go into your comments and how they read it. If I post something, I fix a bug or something like that, but I'm only one who can understand what gobbledygook I just put in the code, I would say it's not done. What if someone had to go in and fix or use that code to do something else? They should be able to read that code. It should be commented in a way that the rest of the team can understand what you did. Maybe you make it a little easier. There's not like 80 million little paths coming off your code or something like that and grabbing millions of things, maybe a little explanation. So anybody can read and understand what you did. The other thing is letting people know, right? I can be done. I can post it up there and not tell anybody. Is that considered done? Let's say I had a task and I finished it and I put it up in the production or server or an environment or whatever, but I didn't tell anybody. Am I done? I would say no. Some might say they are done. I put it up there. Did you tell anybody you put it? Well, I just figured they'd go find it. So there's that exchange. So you can't, in my opinion, you can't say you're done in the pre-world, which also applies to post-world. I'm going to get there in a second, until the other people that may use your software, your clients, internal clients, coworkers, teammates, whatever, can use your product. Like if you did an ad for somebody, but you didn't tell anybody you did the ad, or you did a promotional item, or you took care of all the inventory, but no one knows where you put it, right? You put it in some weird places that no one's going to be able to find it. Is that considered done, right? If you put the milk in the butter aisle or the milk in the cheese or something like that, how do you know you're done? Is it done right, right? So this part of that pre-definition done. And that explanation so other teammates know. Now let's talk about post-production. And this is one of the things I think needs to be done more in what we do from a coding and development perspective. A lot of people, a lot of developers will argue with me. Oh, I can't tell who uses my product. Or I can't tell how many times they do. I said, yes, you can. You just write a little piece of code to track it. You just put a tracking code in there and you can get some information who used it. And we got to worry about personal information and stuff like, don't track that, but how many get used, how often, frequency, what are they doing, how they get there, where do they go into that, what triggered it. There's all kinds of stats we can generate as developers. But let's say I did deliver a piece of code and it is for the customer, right? Maybe there's a new function, new feature. Shoot, I hear everyone complaining about the iPhone releases right now and it's all up there. And I was just checking a new beta software, which is really cool. Actually, it's actually a pretty good piece of software. Interesting. It's starting, which is good, so they can learn and make it a better piece of software. I'm always trying to encourage people to release early, release MVP, get some feedback from customers, get some thoughts that may not be there yet, or maybe they're just not there, and maybe it just solidifies where it's going to be. So when we release that code, or I'm in IT and I finish something, but I didn't train anybody, didn't train a tester, didn't train the customer, didn't train the business person on how this new release is going to be, or acknowledge that. Or is it really done if no one told the customer that a new capability is there, right? And that's a higher level of done, like really done. If you're a small company and you have a group, yeah, that would be your definition done. Maybe in a larger company like a Big Five or something, maybe that wouldn't be. But The question is, when it gets in production, is it really done? I would say it's not done until a customer can use the software and they know they can use the software. So not just they can use the software, but they are told, like if you ever get the Google updates, oh, here's the latest updates, here's the things. I don't know how many people actually read it. Maybe I'm a geek. I'm kind of curious sometimes. Well, what did you do? You just blew up my whole computer. What updates are you giving me with this big blow up? Right. And I've seen some things lately that I was just like, I don't like it. I just don't like the update. But sharing that information so they know it's there, whether they listen to it or not, I don't know. So that's another thing, right? Whether they pay attention to it is one thing. Do people use that feature you just created? You can collect that data without even asking them. And then my question would be, okay, everyone knows how many people really open that email? How many people really open that application? How many people clicked on that new screen you created? How many times they get used? What's that? Did they even use it at all? Because there's a lot of times people like, oh boy, and this is a good example. We just put something in production for the client. Great. Well, no one's using it. Well, no, here's the other one. Oh, it's working great. It's up there. We haven't had any bugs or nothing. Well, how many people have actually used the software? Well, we don't really know. Well, has it been really released to the customer yet? I know we did it and told business and everything's there, but did business tell the customer that the software was there and show them it was updated so they can figure that out? Right? So is it really done? It's not really done until the customer knows they can use it. So that's that exchange. So I wanted to say your definition done should also involve the exchange part. Whether you use a definition done like pre-production between individuals on the team, like I finished my task, I'm done. The question is the exchange is the next person who's going to use whatever you built, no matter what it is, ads, stocking shelves, ordering stuff, whatever. Maybe you ordered 10 laptops. Like I need some Chromebooks for my school when I teach my kids. Maybe someone ordered and they're sitting in a closet somewhere and no one knows they're there. Is it really done? Yes, you ordered it, but if it's in a warehouse somewhere, is that done? No, because no one can use it. So the handoff to another human being is not there. And the same thing in post-production. Yes, I put in production. Oh, I claim I did it. Everything's working great, but no one's used it yet, or none of your customers know they can use that software yet. So that's that exchange part. So I'm going to challenge everyone in your definition done. Put a line in there about some exchange. What does it mean by exchanging software? Does it mean I'm just done? I don't have to tell anybody? Maybe the exchange is I'm done. I posted a message in Slack. I updated Jira. I sent an email to whoever group that would be taking it next, whatever it would be. Maybe documentation. Is there some documentation so they can read what's there? Is that part of the definition of done? So look at the exchange parts of your definition done, pre-production and post-production. Do you make your better software getting more knowledge? Like, oh, we think everything's good. We're going off building a new build. Problem is, it really hasn't gone to production yet. You don't know about your production bugs yet. So I'm just kind of sharing that with you. You may think it's done, but is it really, right? Because it really hasn't been used by the other people who get it, the exchange. So I wanted to share that today with the definition of done as part of, writing requirements, because that's part of going in requirements and doing your reviews. So when you do reviews, this way you can, I also encourage people in the exchange, you can do a review at the sprint review if you're done your part and other people in the team are going to now use it to do other things as part of your sprint review. I don't have a problem with that. Some people say, oh, it's only what's in the production. I'm like, well, then do a dev group or whoever that group, but do a little review for those who are going to get you. Maybe that's part of your definition of done. Maybe part of your definition to do that review. Anyway, I wanted to share that with you and just remind you, even junior high kids have to present. And this is on the 4R Thursday, where we're one of the aspects we talk about sprint review. So if I got a 13-year-old or a preteen or whatever, or teenager, have a new presentations review to get accepted. Is this good enough to get in? Why can't we? Are we that scared? Are we reverting to preschool? I don't know. Anyway, I teach all my kids to present part of their grades. If they want to get an A, they all have to present. Anyway, I want to wish you the best. I want to wish you all happy scrumming. I hope you're having a great day. Tomorrow is Fun Friday. I have to figure out what I want to do for Fun Friday. I do have to teach the kiddos, so I don't know what I'm going to do. I have to think about it. Any thoughts you want to hear about fun stuff, I will share that with us. I can. Anyway, take care, everyone, and have a great day. Bubbles is sound asleep. It's like she wants to be on the show, and then she lays down. She's comfortable. She falls asleep. What are you going to do? All right. Have a great day and enjoy life. Do some